So, down here on the floor is the top of the X-12 system. On my workbench is the exploded remains of pretty much the amp-based cassette player, tuner, everything else. Electronic spaghetti all over my desk. And just to show you how crazy all this has gotten, trying to trace all of this circuitry and figure out how it's all going to eventually go back together. Trying to come up with ways to fix broken components that are bent and messed up. Tracing all the pieces and parts. You make a big schematic. A ginormous schematic. Because otherwise you can't see it. That way you can at least find connections and test points to find where things might be going wrong. That's how I narrowed it down to the motor on the cassette deck. Up here are the lights for all of the sensing. Fix the record player part. And where on the chip the logic control is. So, you know, size detect and everything else. And these other lamps over here, figure things out. This is actually a pretty good schematic because it's got everything listed nicely. And at least the parts I have investigated, you can slowly kind of figure out where they are in that mess. Now to disconnect this from this and figure out how to do it because I need to do it. Looks like I need to undo you. Okay. And then the only other one is this one here. It's directional, so that's good. Guessing these. Like how it says vinyl veneer, like that's not obvious. We have some fun with this. Since I have a vinyl cutter and all. Yeah. Let's keep you from moving around too much. Okay. Does this just lift off? Apparently. This lifts off. So now, this. I'm going to get the tape player. Well, that just hangs out down there. Okay. 2 connectors to the whole record player. So, tape player. First look on the inside. What is going on? You're definitely not going. It's not fat or anything. That's all the radio. That's the power board. The belts? Are there belts in there? Where's my flashlight? There's a belt. The belt is not stuck. Oh, there's a belt missing on that one now. There is one belt bumped. Okay, sometimes tape players quit working, and if I do this, I get something that comes alive. That one does at least. I got one belt there that I need to replace. That's going to be a pain. Something's working. That over there is a counter. I got belts all over. 1, 2, and that one tries to come to life. But you're definitely not doing anything. Let's see, can I do something silly? Make sure the motor's not blown out. So I would have thought this would go anyway. 9 volts, where are you? Let's see if I can't just take a 9-volt battery, just put it across the motor and see if it kicks. It should. That's a bad sign. Does that mean my motor's dead? That's the only thing that does. So, if you juice, you should go. That does not bode well. Only 2 screws there. We're only 2 screws. Unplug on the other end. Still on tape. This one's going to take some sussing out. I'm going to get this mechanism out. Ugh. That's going to be fun. I think the motor's dead. That's not a good thing. Somebody's been here before me. That's different. I have to get that little circlet out. Thank you. Screwdriver. Put that back on later. That'll be a thing. And a spring. Gotta do the spring too. Don't lose that spring. Okay. Here. It's deeper and deeper. I'll be watching a lot of this video back just so I can remember where everything plugs in. Really movely. Gotta read a lot. So I have good news, bad news. One, the motor does work. But something on the circuit board of the motor doesn't. How do I know it works? I take the 2 leads of the actual motor itself, 9-volt battery. You can hear it, but it spins. So something has gone bad on the actual circuit board, which is also broken. So, gotta figure it out. Of course the tabs are bent down. Why wouldn't they be? There's two. Don't want to break the leads on the motors. Clean up on that one. And just so I remember the orientation, one capacitor goes by that little thing, which is next to the connections. Capacitor, right there. Thought I could mark the motor, but it's not together very well. So, yoink. Okay, so I know this part works. Got to figure out what's going on this. And of course, the transistor has no markings on it. Looks like, let's see, transistor's got a heat sink on it. It's down there. Plastic there is really melted. I wonder if the transistor's gone kapooey. Was it supposed to get enough cooling on that? Through the plastic? Seems. Yeah, plastic's melted next to that transistor. So I wonder if it's the transistor that's gone. Might be a best case scenario. Is it supposed to have some heat sinking? It doesn't look like it did. Anyway, something to investigate. Time to play with a meter. It's got 4 legs on the transistor. Let's see what kind it is. Tells me. Don't break. And I see you. No, I can't. At least it tells. Oh, I see. I see. Graded circuit. That's not good. Okay, let's see. So I've got a 5 volt 10 microfarad. Got lots of those. Diode, a potentiometer, little coil. The only thing that could have gone bad is the capacitor in this. But I'll have to measure everything. Well, maybe the diode. Break out the meter. Actually, I think I'll go ahead and desolder these two things. Because it's getting warm on my fingers. Find out what that is. Definitely gotten hot. It's very black right there. Yeah, that's scorched right there. That's exactly where that plastic is all melted. So whatever this is on the motor, it's gone to the dark side. Just have to figure out what that is. Whatever LA5512T22B. Figure out what this guy is. 25 volt 10 microfarad. I think I got plenty of these. Okay, I have taken apart the cassette motor. Didn't do it exactly the best. I broke off a little tab here I'll have to fix. But I noticed when I took it apart, one, the motor itself does actually work. Because if I take a 9 volt battery here and touch the leads, it begins to spin just fine. I don't know if you can hear it, and you can see it go. So the motor itself does work. So the circuit board is where the issue lies. And I noticed when I was taking apart the motor, there's a little plastic film here, and it's been heated up and melted. And it sits over the tabs on the motor itself. And on the board itself, there's a scorch mark that belongs to this little timing chip. It's a LA5512. And I also took off a capacitor that was on this wonderful thing here. See, it would go right here because I thought maybe it had gone bad, but it measures just fine. So I'm going to end up putting that back. And I thought, okay, since again, there's this wonderful scorch mark here, and this doesn't seem to be measuring right for whatever kind of motor controller chip it is. Ordered some more. Got some new ones. And of course, you can't ever just get one. But I got some new ones, and I'm going to try to replace the chip on the circuit board for the motor and see if that's going to fix the issue. I hope it does. I also have on backup a new motor I ordered that hopefully will fit and work in the cassette mechanism. At least that's my hope. I'm going to make sure I don't mess up the potentiometer there because this is used to adjust the speed of the motor. So I'm going to be careful with that. But let's clean it up. Everything else on the board is fine. Yeah, I'm going to have to fix the board here a little bit, because this little tab kind of comes out of this little flange here. So I'm going to have to glue this together and fix the traces a little bit. I'm hoping it'll work because I'd like to keep the original motor. Doing this so I can fix the board. At least that's my hope. Now, if that's the actual issue, I should be able to do a little test here. So let's see if I can. So now if I just tack that there and there, this should, in theory, fix the problem. Question is, will it actually fix the problem? So if the chip was actually the issue, which is now here, I should be able to run power right here where I plan to fix it and right there, and it should come to life. So let's find out. So if this works, all I have to do is touch it a couple places and it should whir to life. And it does! So that chip was the problem. Yay! So I'm going to declare you the right thing to do. And I need to actually motor back down a little better. Please don't break little tabbies. Don't hold that with the hot part, Mr. Howard. And don't do stuff I'm trying. Super glue. And yes, I know that won't fix traces, but I have a plan for that. Gonna let this dry, and then I'll run some wires from the pad to that and the pad to there. And that way, at least, it'll look like it was supposed to. Then I can finish putting this all back together, but that's got to dry for a long while. There. Propped up, and you just need to dry. Copper wire here. So I'll make a little connection there, and we'll be good. Yay, it works. Success. Let's put it together. Waiting on motor parts to kind of fix and glue and put together. Placing chips. Got some traces to fix. Got a motor to repack. And then I got to put all this craziness. There's the cassette player. So eventually, I have to get all this put back in there. So that's it for today on this.